Silence. It has many faces. When you're young, silence can feel like peace after a long day, like the comfort of lying on your bed with a movie playing in the background. But when you're old, silence feels different. It feels heavier. It feels like the walls are pressing in, like the air is thick with memories no one else remembers anymore. This is not just about silence. This is about the kind of silence that comes when the very people you raised, the very children you built your life around, no longer notice you. This is the story of being ignored by your family in old age. Part 1. The Years of Giving. Let's start at the beginning. Picture a man named Robert Miller. For decades, Robert worked 2 jobs to keep food on the table. He wasn't a rich man, but he was proud. He fixed cars during the day, delivered packages in the evening. His wife, Linda, stayed home with the kids, Michael, Sarah, and Emily, making sure homework was done, making sure every Christmas morning was magical. Even when the budget was tight, every decision Robert and Linda made was for their children. Robert never bought the truck he wanted because Michael needed braces. Linda never went on the trips she dreamed about because Sarah needed dance lessons and Emily needed new school supplies. The house was alive with noise back then, kids laughing, music playing, dinner arguments about chores. Robert used to sit back, wipe the sweat off his forehead after a long day, and think, this is it. This is happiness. This is why I work so hard. He believed all that sacrifice would come back to him in the form of love, respect, and family closeness. But life doesn't always give back the way you think it will. Part 2. The shift. At first, it happened slowly. Michael left for college. Sarah got her first job. Emily married and moved across the state. The family dinners grew smaller, the calls less frequent. Robert and Linda understood. It's natural. Kids grow up. They make their own lives. But then it kept happening. The calls that used to come every other day turned into once a week. Then once a month. When the phone rang, it was usually for a favor. Dad, can you co-sign this? Mom, can you send me a little money? When they came home to visit, the visits got shorter. Instead of hours spent talking, it became just a quick stop on the way to somewhere else. And when they sat in the living room, instead of looking at their parents, they looked at their phones. Robert realized something painful. They're here, but they're not really with us anymore. Part 3. The Invisible Parents. Do you know what it feels like to be invisible in your own home? Robert knew. Linda knew. When Robert tried to tell a story from his younger days, Michael cut him off. Dad, you've told us this already. When Linda tried to give advice, Sarah rolled her eyes. Mom, things don't work like that anymore. When Emily visited, she spent more time on social media than actually talking. And slowly, Robert and Linda realized that they weren't the center of the family anymore. They were background characters. The kids had moved on. But here's the truth that children often forget. Parents don't stop needing love. Parents don't stop needing to feel important. Even at 70, even at 80, even at 90, the heart still wants to be seen, to be heard, to be valued. Part 4. The Empty Chair. Think of Thanksgiving, or Christmas, or even just a Sunday dinner. The family comes over. The grandkids run around. The grown kids talk about work, vacations, new houses. The table is full of food and laughter. But then look at Robert. He's sitting quietly at the head of the table, smiling faintly, nodding at the right times. No one notices that he barely eats. No one asks if he's feeling okay. No one says, Dad, how are you holding up? That's all he wants. One question. Just one. How are you? Not about the turkey, not about the weather, but about him, about his heart. But the question never comes. And that chair, that head of the table, starts to feel like the loneliest seat in the world. Part 5. Reflections. This is the harsh truth about aging in America. People value productivity. As long as you're working, earning, giving, you matter. But the moment you slow down, the moment you retire, society pushes you to the side. And sometimes, even your own family does too. But Robert and Linda weren't just old people in chairs. They were once dreamers. They were once the strong ones, the ones who carried the family on their backs. And now, when all they ask for is presents, all they get is neglect. That is the cruelty of old age, not the wrinkles, not the aches, but being forgotten. Part 6. The regret to come. But let's turn this story around, because one day, Michael, Sarah, and Emily will grow old too. One day, they will sit in their own quiet houses, waiting for their phones to ring. One day, they will understand, and then the regret will come. They will remember the father who stood by the window waiting for them. They will remember the mother who left voicemails that went unanswered. They will remember the dinners they skipped, the excuses they made, the time they thought they had. And they will realize that time is a thief, that the hug they didn't give, the call they didn't make, the visit they delayed, those moments are gone forever. Part 7. The lesson. So what do we take from this? The lesson is simple, yet urgent. Don't let your parents feel invisible. It doesn't take money. It doesn't take grand gestures. It takes time. It takes listening. It takes respect. It takes making them feel, even in their 70s and 80s, that they are still the roots of your life. A 5-minute call, a real conversation without distractions. A simple dad, tell me that story again. A mom, I appreciate you. These things cost nothing but to a parent. They mean everything. Part 8. A father's final words. If Robert could speak his heart plainly to his kids, he'd say, "My children, I don't need your money. I don't need your gifts. I don't need you to be perfect. I just need you to be present. I just need you to see me, to hear me, to remember that in my world, you are still everything. Because in yours, I feel like nothing." So, to everyone listening, don't wait until it's too late. Don't wait until the chair is empty and the phone never rings again. Don't wait for regret. Because the greatest tragedy in life isn't death. The greatest tragedy is being alive and feeling invisible. The parents gave you their time, their energy, their everything. Now it's your turn. Give them the gift of your presence. Show them they still matter, because one day, when you're old, you'll understand exactly what they felt, and you'll pray that your children don't make the same mistake. This wasn't just a story. This was a mirror. Look closely, and if you see your parents still waiting for you, go to them before silence is the only thing left.
To everyone listening right now, especially to my elders, I want to take this time to speak directly to your heart. Life is not always easy, especially as the years go by. The body becomes slower, the nights feel longer, the house can feel quieter, and sometimes the people you love are no longer right beside you. But I want you to know something very important. You are not alone. I am here, speaking these words to you, because I want you to feel that someone cares for you. Someone remembers you, and someone will not leave you behind. I know that many of you carry stories inside you, stories that are beautiful and painful, stories of love, of sacrifice, of struggle, of joy. You have lived through years that others only read about in books. You have seen the world change before your eyes, and yet sometimes you may feel invisible, as though the world has moved on and forgotten you. But hear me clearly. You are not forgotten. Your voice still matters. Your story still matters. And you still matter. There are days, I know, when waking up feels heavy. The body aches, the mind wanders, and memories of people who are no longer here can bring tears to your eyes. Sometimes you may sit by the window and watch the world go by, wondering if anyone notices the pain you hide in your heart. But even in those quiet, lonely hours, I want you to remember that I am here. Every word I speak is for you. Every message I share is meant to remind you that someone is walking beside you, even if it is only through these words. You see, we all need someone to remind us that we are not alone. And if you have ever felt like no one is listening, I want you to know that I am. If you have ever felt like no one cares, I do. And if you have ever felt like life has become too heavy, remember that even the heaviest burdens feel lighter when shared. That is why I am here. Not to lecture you, not to judge you, but simply to sit with you, to walk with you, and to remind you that your heart is still strong and your life is still meaningful. Sometimes the nights can be the hardest. When the house is quiet and the memories rise, it can feel like the silence is louder than anything else. But let me tell you this, You are stronger than you think. Every wrinkle on your face is not just a sign of age. It is a story of survival. Every scar, every ache, every grey hair is proof that you have lived, that you have endured, that you have kept going even when life tried to break you. That deserves respect. That deserves love. And that is what I am giving you here and now. I know some of you may feel left out in this fast world. Technology changes. The young seem busy, and sometimes even family members forget to call. That can hurt deeply. But in this space, you are not forgotten. This channel, these words, they exist for you. If you ever feel lonely, if you ever feel like you need a friend, I want you to know that you can always come back here. With one simple step, you can stay connected. Subscribe, and I promise that every time you return, you will find a message waiting for you. A message of hope, of love, of belonging. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are not alone. I am here, and I will keep being here as long as you let me. So stay with me. Do not walk away from this moment. Make the choice to hold on, to stay close, to never let go. Because together, we can make even the darkest nights feel a little brighter. This is my message to you, my heart to yours, my voice to your soul. And all I ask in return is that you let me stay with you. Click subscribe, and you will never have to feel like I am gone. Together, we will keep walking this journey, hand in hand, heart to heart, never alone again. A reminder that though the body is aging, the spirit still has work to do. Maybe it is work of memory, maybe of healing, maybe of prayer. Maybe it is simply the work of sitting with one's own soul and realizing that being awake is itself a kind of miracle. In the end, the question is not why old people wake up at 3 in the morning. The question is, what will they do with that hour? What meaning will they give it? Will they let it weigh them down? Or will they let it lift them into gratitude? Because every time the eyes open at 3 a.m., it is not just the end of sleep. It is another chance to live, to remember, and to hold life a little closer. And if you are here listening right now, I want to leave you with this blessing. May your nights be peaceful. May your mornings be filled with light. And may every hour you are given remind you that your story still matters. You are not alone in this journey, and your life is still a gift. If this message touched your heart, I invite you to subscribe to this channel. It helps us share more wisdom, more comfort, and more reminders that you are never forgotten. Stay with us, because together, even the quiet hours of the night can feel a little less lonely.